Hi everyone. What is Barry reading now? Well, let me tell you what I'm reading. Still working on Knowledge and Perspective, Selected Essays in Epistemology by Ernest Sosa. This one is really challenging, and I'm sure I am only understanding about an 11th of what I'm reading. Let me give you an example. Intellectual Virtue Applied. Consider now again the new evil demon problem and the problem of meta-incoherence. The crucial question in each case seems to be that of the internal justification of the subject, and this in turn seems not a matter of his super weak or meta-justification, so much as a matter of the virtue and total internal justification of that subject relative to an assumed group G and environment E, which, absent any sign to the contrary, one would take to be the group of humans in a normal human environment, for the sort of questions under consideration. Given these assumptions, the victim of the evil demon is virtuous and internally justified in every relevant respect, and not just in the respects of enjoying super weak and meta-justification, for the victim is supposed to be just like an arbitrarily selected normal human in all cognitively relevant internal respects. Therefore, the internal structure and goings-on in the victim must at least be up to par in respect of how virtuous all of that internal nature makes the victim, relative to a normal one of us in our usual environment for considering whether we have a fire before us or the like. If you understood any of that, you're doing better than I am, but I'm going to keep going, and I'm already moved into part 3. Next up, Intellectual Virtue and Epistemic Perspective, a View Presented. Certainly challenging my brain, even if I don't understand all of it. I think I am getting some of it. Next up, still reading Small is Big, Slow is Fast. It's a book about living and leading your family and community on God's mission, missional communities, and I basically finished the book. I'm now in the appendix, where they're listing some suggestions and ideas and practical applications and plans of how to develop a missional community in your own family, neighborhood, community, etc. So if you're into missional communities, that kind of thing, Caesar's book is definitely worth a read. And then lastly, a book is not quite turning out the way it started. Learning as I move forward. It's quite interesting. It's another one of Mitch Albom, who, as you know by now, is one of my favorite authors. You might be familiar with this one. It's called The First Phone Call from Heaven. And as I'm continuing to read through, it's not what you think it is. As I said, I made it to the 13th week, and I'll be reading that one tomorrow night and see how this story evolves. I have my suspicions of what's happening now, but not 100% sure. I bet there's some surprises in store in the book. So that's what Barry's reading, and I'll keep you posted when I'm done and what new ones I'm going to start. Take care, everybody. Keep reading yourselves.